What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training. Today we're going to be breaking down some bad versus good route running technique. Okay, so the first clip we're going to be looking at is a corner route when you have to take an inside release, and this is what you guys shouldn't do when you're facing an outside leverage DB and you have an outside breaking route. Okay, then we're going to be talking about the exact same route in a clip from Jerry Jeudy and what he did well and how you guys want to execute this specific route. So I hope this video helps you guys out, helps you correct some of the common mistakes that all wide receivers make. But also, fellas, if you're a wide receiver and you want to know all the specific drills you need to be doing on the field with the specific reps, the specific sets you need to be working on, the order of the drills that you should be doing, check out that very first link in the description for a 4-week-long on-field wide receiver workout schedule, okay? So what it is just all the drills that we teach our receivers broken down to a set schedule, 28 days, and we also include a 30-minute long technique breakdown video where we explain each drill, break it down, and we show a full speed example. So I hope you guys can check that out. Very first link in the description below. Let's get started with this video. So first things first here is when this receiver comes off, there is a little jersey grab. I'm going to tell you that right now, okay? But now as a wide receiver, we can't make that excuse for a jersey grab because the DB is going to get away with it, right? That's just part of the position. That's part of playing receiver. You're matched up with this guy every single play. There are going to be some times where he's going to cheat, just like how we cheat and we like to push off of the ball as well, okay? We got to make sure that we are able to play through that, and we got to be constantly trying to fight those hands of a wide receiver, okay? So now, one thing that this receiver did well is we have an outside shade DB, right? So when I have an outside shade DB lined up pre-snap, and you're going to be getting this a lot out of the slot, I can't force an outside release. So what a lot of guys think is that, oh, I got to run an outside breaking route like a corner, so I must take an outside release, right? Yes, it's ideal to take an outside release, but you don't have to take an outside release every single time that you go off the ball. If he's outside shade, don't force it. Take the inside. You see how much space we have right here? He's going to be over anxious to play that because it's still man coverage. Now, why would they be doing this in one-on-ones? They're doing it in one-on-ones because they're probably working a situation where he's got safety help towards the inside. That's the only reason the DB is going to be playing outside leverage in man coverage, right? So this receiver does a good job of taking the inside release. I thought he did fine. He swatted the hands initially. Now, in this specific position, my mindset has to be I am going to restack. So there's a couple different things I can do to restack. I could either reduce my shoulder and try to rip underneath and get back over the top, or what I could do is I could just try to beat him with speed and get back over the top, or if this DB is going to be getting hands, I got to combat those hands throughout the route. Now, that's exactly what this receiver doesn't let happen. This DB is able to get hands on him and kind of reroute him towards the inside, which makes it hard to run an outside breaking route, right? Now, again, like I said, there's a little bit of a jersey grab, but this receiver right here doesn't really try to shrug his hands off. We got to pretend like this DB's got crap underneath his fingernails, and we don't want to let him touch us constantly throughout the route, like a secondary release almost, like that release, like hand work that we love to talk about, where you swat and dip under, swap and shoot over. You got to be constantly working to try to get his hands off. You're constantly trying to fight. I'm constantly trying to rip. I'm constantly trying to get his hands off of me so I can get to the top of the route and I can restack and make that break. This is a different scenario if this receiver is here over the top of the DB making this same break at the top of the route. But because we're not fighting hands, we allow him to get that jersey grab, and he's able to be right in that position to make a play. Even if he doesn't grab my jersey, I'm still going to be in a tough spot here because I didn't restack. I didn't work the best I could to restack. Anytime, fellas, that we're in man coverage and we have to run an inside, and we have an outside breaking route and we take an inside release, we got to restack. Now, the other thing that he could have done in this situation is what? You guys always got to make sure that we have a plan in case things go bad. Playing receiver, a lot of it is about reacting, right? So I get to the top of this break, he's hip to hip with me. What's something else he could have done by? Probably throw him by, right? He could have thrown him by at the shoulder, thrown him by at the hip, maybe swat him by at the back of his elbow. Just get those hands off of you, and maybe we slip back underneath. Now, the problem with that is that it's man coverage. Now, your quarterback may not be on the same page as you because he's expecting you to break this over the top, and he wants to put some air on it because it's man coverage. So you got to make sure that you're on the same page as your quarterback if you do that, if this DB is a lot faster than you. Because, again, in man coverage as a quarterback, I'm not trying to put it on a line. I'm trying to drop this thing over in the bucket like a 2-ball, okay? So that's what we got to make sure we do. We constantly have to be fighting a DB's hands while I'm running routes. I can't let him get hands. I can't give him the opportunity to grab that jersey and to really get into my hips. Watch the thing again, full speed one more time. Honestly, I love that he took the inside release right there. He didn't force the outside release, but we got to make sure that we take care of this guy at the top of the route. All right, guys, if you have not heard, we are going to be in Arizona on October 2nd and October 3rd for a quarterback and wide receiver training clinic. It's going to be, I myself will be there working with the quarterbacks and the receivers, working on all the technical aspects of both positions, and we are bringing out a speed coach to help you guys with your 40-yard dash times, 40-yard dash mechanics, and overall running mechanics. So October 2nd, October 3rd, if you guys are in the Arizona area, check out that second link in the description below. Second link below, fellas. Great opportunity for you guys to come out and get better. Hope we can see you there. Let's get back to this video, okay? So now, this is the good example of the route, right? This is the clip from Jerry Jeudy. This is exactly how you want to play this thing, and this is a situation where this DB, again, will take away the outside shade. So let's watch it full speed. So Jeudy does a great job of reacting with the release, getting back over the top, hitting him with that rocker step, and then obviously making this catch, right? So let's talk about it. So when I'm coming off here, Judy, what he decides to go with is he decides to go with this like split release where he kind of reacts on this DB. And you see when you're playing receiver and you're going releases off the line, a lot of the time it's about reaction when you have a route like this, right? So like maybe you're not sure how the DB is going to play you. Maybe you see that there's safety help to the inside, right? It's like, okay, he's probably going to be trying to force me to the outside, but maybe he's lined up head up. When you come off the line, a lot of the times your releases are reactionary, right? So you see how Judy, he kind of goes with this split release, but he's trying to get a read on this DB, sees that the DB jumps outside. That's fine. I'm just going to take the inside release, and I'm going to do the best I can to restack and get back over the top of this guy, right? That's the number one thing that we have to understand as a receiver is that a lot of the times off the line of scrimmage, it's about reacting. I'm not really focused on, okay, it's an outside route. I got to take an outside release. Because let me tell you this, if he takes the outside release right here, all this DB is going to do is get right into his hip, force him all the way to the sideline, and the quarterback's going to have no space to make this throw. So I got to make sure I react off of this accordingly, right? So Judy does a great job of taking this inside release. Now you see, what does he do right here? He kind of dips that shoulder a little bit. He swats those hands, and he's doing the best he can to restack. That has to be my mindset anytime I am running an inside breaking route or an outside breaking route with an inside release or an inside breaking route with an outside release. My mindset is going to be restack, especially when it's a man coverage ball, especially when it's a timing throw and this quarterback just wants to put it up early with air. Now, when I get this DB trailing my back hip like this, when I'm able to restack, when I'm able to get him behind me and I make this move at the top of the route, I want to hit him. Again, a rocker step is a great move that you guys can use, and maybe that's something that the receiver in the past video could have used if he were able to restack. A rocker step doesn't do much when the DB is hip to hip with you, right? So he gets over the top, he hits him with that 1-2, and you see how much he's able to sell with that upper half. Hips and his shoulders are both going towards the inside. That's the spot that we want to try to get to, right? Because again, where's this DB supposed to be watching? He's supposed to be watching my hips. So if I sell with my hips and I sell with my shoulders and I throw my head to the outside, that everything about that says that he's just cutting to the post off of one step. And for those of you that don't know what a rocker step is it's like a two-step break. You step in the direction that you're going first. It's a 1, then a 2. And we really focus on throwing to the inside, throwing your hips and your shoulders, because that's what will get this DB to bite. And then obviously I can create some acceleration, pump my arms, and accelerate off of this break. When you guys take that inside release on an outside breaking route as well, fellas, that acceleration out of the break is huge. That's one of the most important things that you guys can do, because if we get that DB to bite to the inside, we have a lot of space. With the inside release, we created a lot of space towards that sideline where the quarterback wants to throw this thing. So I got to make sure I utilize that space, and I'm pumping my arms, and my goal is to accelerate out of there. That's a great example from Judy on how to run this thing. Let's watch it again from the very top. Great job reacting off of that release, taking the inside release, and then hitting him with that rocker step at the top. That's how you run a corner route with an inside release. All right, guys, we want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to leave those in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I always appreciate the feedback, and it's always great to hear from you guys, so I definitely appreciate it. And again, fellas, 4-week on-field wide receiver training schedule. Very first link in the description below. All the drills you need to do on the field as a wide receiver, broken down, sets and repetitions made into a specific day-to-day schedule. And we include a video where we break down each day of the plan and we show full speed examples of each drill. Hope you guys can check that out. It's the very first link in that description below. I'll see you guys next time.